So if you can broaden your traits, because your baseline is always going to be that, and you'll notice that in more stressful situations or when you're in environments that are more optimally suited with your sort of baseline personality. When you age and mature, you become wiser, you're trying to develop yourself personally, psychologically, spiritually. You're going to engage in a lot of experiences that broaden you, that round you out, so to speak. And at the personality level, what's happening there is that you're broadening yourself. And so what you might find is that I see how, and even if you don't even use these terms, but you might say, I see how being agreeable and going along with people too much, people pleasing, is actually problematic a lot of the times. There's a lot of value in it, but it can be problematic. And now you're sort of faced with this inner conflict. What do I do? But if you work on it, you're probably going to start to resolve that. And I'll say that understanding your personality will help that resolution be much more efficient and effective. And so part of that is, well, now I can be more disagreeable and be less tolerant when I need to. The other part of that is I think that, when you took that assessment, that you were very high in extroversion.
Yeah.
And extroversion has enthusiasm and assertiveness, which to me is interesting that assertiveness is a part of extroversion and not agreeableness. So you can actually be high in agreeableness.
As well.
Say that again.
I feel like that's changed as well. I feel more introverted these days than extroverted.
Yeah. Well, maybe that trait is broadened too in some sense, where it's become more contemplative and, you need your time to think, even the social butterfly needs to sort of isolate here and there and get some solitude, But the point is that assertiveness is a part of extroversion and not agreeableness. So you can actually be high in agreeableness, but also be extroverted. Those people tend to be advocates, in my opinion. Kind of going back to my wife, she's high in agreeableness, but she's very high in assertiveness, actually higher in assertiveness than me. She finds it hard to believe sometimes, but that's just because I'm more disagreeable. And so that's an interesting thing to think. And I think that's actually a gift for someone who's high in agreeableness, is to also be high in assertiveness, because that will help balance them out. So can you imagine someone who's highly agreeable and extremely low in assertiveness? They're being walked over all the time.
Yeah.